this race. You're not missing anything up. Brendan gone by 0.3 of a second. It has pretty much stayed that way. And we've been sort of focusing on where all the passing has been going on here at this half-mile Bristol Motor Speedway. And here goes Edwards. Look out. Could get a little dicey there. He gets under Stenhouse. Can he make it stick?
You can see the back end kick out a little bit on Carl Edwards' car right there. These are teammates racing side by side. Kyle Busch is going to try that high side. He's thinking that maybe Stenhouse might hold Carl Edwards off and he can pick up a spot like that. Yeah, Stenhouse might actually get trapped behind this 34 car.
And that's for position. I mean, Tony Raines is fighting along with Lagasse for 7th right now. So some great battles going on. Some of these cars on a lot older tires than some of the others. And here comes Carl Edwards on fresher rubber and getting around him. And now Chris gets by.
Yeah.
Battle for second place starting to get a little closer. Here comes Justin Allgaier. Remember, he finished 5th here last year, his first trip to Bristol and his first top 5 in the NASCAR Nationwide Series. He's got Brendan Gaughan in his sights. Up ahead is race leader Greg Biffle. Vince, what's the latest on the 62?
What a great run for Brendan Gaughan. Remember, he didn't have the greatest qualifying effort, started 22nd, but he was confident that Brad Parrott would have him a good race car, and that is exactly the case. You get a good look at Brad Parrott there, second on the right of your screen. And Brendan Gaughan told me earlier today, he said, I'm not the best when it comes to setup, but Brad Parrott's got enough knowledge and experience for both of us. I think we'll have a good car. Certainly has been the case, but they've got about 64 laps on these tires right now.
Well, I talked to these guys back in the garage area earlier this weekend, and Brad was saying Toyota gives me so much data. He says I'm having difficulty sorting it all out right now and making it work to Brendan's driving style.
Yeah, it's one of those things when you talk about chemistry, trying to get everybody working together, and you do have a lot of data now coming from the Toyota engineers and all the other teams, and it has paid off, though. I mean, you look at what's going on right here. Brendan Gaughan's having a great race. He's running right down right now, trying to look on the outside of Greg Biffle for the lead.
For more on Greg Biffle, let's check in with Jamie Little.
Well, this is the 4th consecutive race that he has led this year. The team is ecstatic right now. Greg just told his crew, I am too tight to run down on the bottom, so he's just trying to run for all it's worth up top. He told me before he got in the car, he feels like the California race was his and it got away. He is so hungry to get a win. Keep in mind, while watching Greg Biffle, it has been 5 years since this team has gone to victory lane.
Well, his only short track victory in Wiley Raceway Park back in August of 2002. All right, take a look. We are working lap number 172 of Bristol. It's not over yet.
Riding with Justin Allgaier, and if you are a check the motorsports calendar first. Saturday night showdown at Bristol. NASCAR legends Pearson, Yarborough, many more are going to run a 35-lap race for charity here at Bristol. That's tonight at 5:30 Eastern on ESPN2. Then the NHRA drag racing, the 4-wide Nationals from Charlotte. Qualifying next Saturday, 7 Eastern. Finals next Sunday, 5 Eastern. That on ESPN2. Something new in drag racing. That should be fun to watch. The Eyes on IndyCar Series is at St. Petersburg. Danica Patrick et al. In the field on the streets there. Next Sunday, 3:30 Eastern on ABC. And then the NASCAR Nationwide Series in Nashville, 3:30 Eastern. That is coming up a week from next Saturday, April the 3rd. That's on ESPN. That's the next race for this NASCAR Nationwide Series. Justin Allgaier, want to mention that if you're a Verizon Wireless customer, text the word champion to 43776 for an exclusive Champions Chat from our NASCAR Now Roundtable experts. Every Monday when we're gathered up in our ESPN studios, we talk about a particular topic of the week that interests us, and it's available to you if you're a Verizon Wireless customer by texting that to that. Check it out. In the pit studio with Rusty Wallace and Brad Daugherty watching the first 2/3 of this race unfold. Rusty, Greg Biffle is leading on older tires. Casey Kane has had the dominant car, trying to come back through after overheating problems. Got Edwards and Kyle Busch trying to pick their way back through after pitting recently. How do you make sense of all that?
Oh, there's a lot of stuff to take a look at right there. No doubt about that, guys. But I'm pretty impressed with this tire that these guys brought here, that Goodyear's brought this week. This is the same 4 tires they developed for the Brickyard 400 in Indianapolis. In fact, it's the same compound right here. You see these top 3 guys, they haven't pitted. They pitted last time on lap 92, and they're still going. But, you know, as I'm looking through the field a little bit, the guy I'm really concerned about right now, Casey, are overheating real bad, Brad. And, boy, when you get a motor that hot, you just don't know if it's going to last.
Oh, in front of the leaders. The leaders are right in the middle of that. Oh, Greg Biffle sneaks through. Oh, but Brendan Gaughan doesn't.
Oh, man, I'll tell you what.
We're in it, Brad.
We saw Tony Raines get a little sideways there. And Shelby Howard had nowhere to go and just, oh, man, tore up some
And
good race
Casey
cars.
Kane.
Oh, good race cars. Brendan doing a great job. Had that car up front. Was just managing those tires. He had a lot of laps on those tires, and boy, just nowhere to go.
So caution out for the 6th time. Marty, Andy, and DJ, we're going to get the answers to some of those strategy questions now in a minute. But boy, that was close for some of the leaders.
Yeah, it was, and a tough break for Casey Kane because we were watching and we were all pretty much in agreement that it looked like he had the best race car out there at that particular stretch.
Yeah, right behind, right behind them were the leaders racing really hard. Keselowski, Biffle, and Allgaier. Looks like Keselowski wound up with the lead when the caution came out.
Go back and take a look at it. Now watch the 34.
Tony Raines just kind of caught in the middle there, and Shelby Howard gets into him. Then they get together again.
Kenny Wallace gets through, but not Brendan Gaughan and not the 38 of Casey Kane. Just an Allgaier. Bam.
Well, things, as we said, just happened so quickly here. You got basically one chance to try to make a move, and those guys just didn't have enough room.
On board with Casey Kane.
Right here, you can see that happening.
Check up, get low.
But you just can't get your car slowed down enough.
Yeah, you want it to stop it. Just
do it. Yeah. These are 3,400-pound cars.
See right there, Biffle had the lead through all that. Out comes Keselowski.
Big hit. Take a look at Greg Biffle. Keep an eye on the 27.
This happens directly in front of Greg Biffle. You talk about being lucky. Well, he got slowed down.
Tell you what, give credit to Allgaier because he could have gotten into Biffle and could have taken them both along for the ride.
Really paying attention.
Shelby Howard is out of the car, and he'll make the mandatory trip to the infield care center. And there's the crew already at work on Brendan Gaughan's car. Can tell you the 73 of Derek Cope will get the lucky dog. That'll give us 25 cars back on the lead lap.
As I think, and watching that last run, if Carl Edwards is going to have a chance to win this race, I think he's going to have to pit with those guys here and get tires back on this thing again.
Well, our aerial coverage is brought to you by DirecTV. Learn how to win $1 million. Just go to directv.com/NASCAR. And thank you guys for the great pictures from high above the world's fastest half-mile track. Our 6th caution of the day, as we've had a total of 32 laps under caution now. And there's the mess that was a very good race car for Casey Kane back in the garage area.
Yeah, just quite a few things stacked up against that team today. The engine running hot and had to make that pit stop and get back in the field, and then got caught up in this. Pit road is still closed for that cleanup. We're going to have to see what these leaders are going to do. Now, Greg Biffle needs to make a pit stop. His last stop was at lap 92. So he'll need to make one more pit stop. And we're going to see some of the cars that have made pit stops. Some of them can go the rest of the way, but will they stay out or will they pit here? It'll be interesting to see.
Well, and remember, we were talking about Casey Kane. He would restarted at 24th, 25th, I think it was. He is, when the crash happened, he was 5th. And Doc, you've caught up with him?
I have, and Casey has climbed out of the car. And Casey, I heard you apologizing to the crew. Didn't look like you had much of a reason to go anywhere.
No, I was entering on the top, and we were running pretty quick. Not using a lot of brake, but as soon as it happened, I just hit the brakes, slowed down as quick as I could, and then as they were coming down the track, I was going down, and we just kind of all got together. But just circumstances where we were. We had a really fast, great clips Toyota, and I couldn't get by the 6. He's kind of running from the bottom to the top throughout just one corner. He was all over. So I gave him a nudge on the front stretch and broke the front end of the car, and then so it overheated. So we had to fix that. Then we go, and we're coming back through and running good again, and that happened. So it's just a rough day, but we had a fast car.
Casey came from 24th all the way back to 5th. Vince.
The 12 of Justin Allgaier is in the box. They made a track bar adjustment back to where the car was set up originally because he was very fast in that first stint. He said it was way too tight the last 5 or 6 laps. Jamie.